Democrats are facing an uphill climb ahead of the midterms, and it starts from the very top of the party. Imagine that. A new Fox poll shows that 54% of voters disapprove of President Biden's job performance. And now his allies are abandoning the administration's unpopular policies. Jason, I saw an Associated Press headline, Russia-Ukraine war fails to buoy Biden. That was the essence of it, and that's indeed the case. Fox has him at 45% approval, Rasmussen 41%. It gets worse. Reuters 40%, Grinnell Seltzer 34%. These numbers are egregious.
Well, yeah, you would think that what's going on in Ukraine would distract from inflation, what's going on with their energy prices, what's going on the southern border, all these other problems that Joe Biden created by the policies that they instituted. Democrats are going to try to run away and blame a whole lot of people like Putin. It's all Putin's fault. But the reality is it's the actual policies that they instituted. And you just wish the president of the United States would go to the American people and to the regulators and to the government and say, you know what? Let's take down every barrier. Let's become energy independent. And let's supply Europe with the energy products that they need. That'll drive American jobs. It'll drive down the cost of gas, and it'll make America better and stronger. But he won't do that. That's why he's going to be in the minority in Congress. He's going to lose the House and he's going to lose the Senate.
Oh, that's a bold prediction, both. I mean, I think you could be entirely right, Harris, especially when you look at the Fox poll. I mean, it's nearly every issue he's underwater. Yeah. COVID, he's nearly tied, but that's the only silver lining for him. Economy, 59% disapprove. Russia, 59%. China, 57%. Border security, 58%. And inflation, 66% disapprove, Harris.
Look, this points to one singular fact. The American people can multitask better than the White House and its entire layered administration of bureaucracy. And by the way, all administrations are that way, but this White House can't seem to multitask. Even though they say they can walk and chew gum at the same time, Democrats do. The American people can do what Jason was describing. They actually can stay focused on all of these issues simultaneously because they're getting hit by them. Like, yes, they can still love the people of Ukraine and want to do more. At the same time, wonder why the White House won't let people frack and do more oil production on our own or tap into those resources that we know is one of the greatest on the planet. I mean, they can get their minds around that. What they need is the truth. I'm glad they're watching Fox. Yeah, they just need the facts. Because once they have them, they use them differently. And they communicate through these polls. At times, if we ask people, they're simple in answering. We don't trust that we're being told the whole story. So we're going to dig on our own. And yes, we can focus on everything. The White House, meanwhile, is constantly turning its back on questions.
Yeah, Harris, but they're not getting the truth. I mean, Kennedy, they're getting fairy tale land from the White House. Check this out. This is Heather Balshi. She was talking to Politico. She's a member of Biden's Council of Economic Advisors. And here's what she said. So many economic indicators are not only extremely good, but better than expected. And we are recovering so much faster than previous downturns. That's just not true that these economic indicators are good.
The only economic indicators that matter to voters are their personal indicators. And that is, am I making more money now than I was a year ago? Not really. Maybe nominally, maybe a slight increase in wages. Am I paying more for everything? Yes, I'm paying a lot more, in the double digits for beef and poultry and eggs and dairy. You know, people are paying 40, 50% more for gas. Gas prices are going up. And if, you know, it would be wonderful, but if there was in fact peace in Ukraine at this moment, if Russia retreated and Vladimir Putin were frog marched to The Hague as a war criminal, and Russia put forth a new leader, we would still have massive inflation because we've got too much spending. We've got the government absolutely flooding the market with the U.S. dollar, and they have no plan. Not only do they don't have a plan to tackle it, they won't even admit it, and they're trying to gaslight and tell people, no, things are great. But that's why the president is underwater in so many of these areas, because people know they can't afford things, and for them, that is not great. That's the indicator that matters.
And admitting the problem is the first step. On COVID, Emily, that's the only indicator where Biden's nearly even in the Fox poll. But if I could think of a moniker for this administration, it's behind, because they don't lead on any issue. Case in point, the airlines, 10 CEOs on the wall behind you, Emily. Look at all these CEOs who are saying, drop the mask mandate, President Biden. Will he follow the private sector? I hope.
I mean, I hope so. You know, up until this last September, I used to commute here from the West Coast. So I lived on planes. And I used to, we'd watch commercials that said how these airplanes recycle fresh air from outside and then through a hospital-grade HEPA system. So every air molecule was 2 to 3 minutes old max.
Wow.
That they filtered out 99.99% of airborne contaminants. I was breathing cleaner air in that plane than I was essentially anywhere else in the country. And yet for some reason, A, those commercials stopped running in my seats, and B, the mask mandate has remained in place. So to the point, the science hasn't changed. The political science has changed. Quick final anecdote. In Dallas or wherever I was the other week, this woman was like screaming at this other woman for not having her mask on, who was visibly drinking from a drink, by the way. And she goes, but it's a rule. It's a rule. And I feel like that's Biden and that's the Democrats. It's a rule, but they're not digging into what the spirit of the law is, the concept behind it. It doesn't matter if it's on the books. If it's a bad rule, get rid of it.
I know. I love sitting by you on the couch every day, but I wish we could part-time advise you to the CDC, because what you just said was so much wiser than anything I've heard from Dr. Fauci.